is recognized for 5 minutes. Before, Mr. Hur, anytime you need a break, just if you need a break, let us know, because we're going to go a while, as you well know.
Thank you, sir.
Sheila, Ms. Jackson Lee is recognized.
Mr. Hur, good morning.
Good morning.
The Republicans here asked for a lot of transcripts, but Chair Jordan has yet to release 90-plus transcripts from our interviews with those, if they are to be released to the American people, is the question. My question to you is, you decided, based on the facts, not to prosecute or indict or bring forward charges against the President of the United States, the sitting President, Joseph Biden. Is that correct?
That was my judgment.
This investigation was independent and thorough. Is that correct?
Yes.
We have heard from our Republican colleagues who are grasping at straws allegations that President Biden was treated lightly in this investigation. But just a plain reading of this report completely refutes that argument. There was no two-tiered system of justice. There was only a lack of evidence against President Biden. Mr. Hur, your office and the FBI undertook an extensive investigation into Mr. Biden's handling of classified information and of the classified documents the FBI seized, correct?
Correct.
In your investigation, you conducted 173 interviews of 147 witnesses, correct?
That is correct.
And President Biden himself was one of those witnesses, correct?
Correct.
For at least 5 hours or more.
Correct.
And President Biden engaged in this interview voluntarily.
Correct.
And the interview with President Biden lasted more than 5 hours. I've said that. That's correct?
Correct.
And the interview, and it occurred the day, which all should know, after the horrific attack, October 7th, 2023, Hamas attack in Israel, according to a letter from the White House counsel. Is that correct?
The interview spans 2 days, October 8th and October 9th.
With the president having to be in and out to deal with an international crisis, and after the interview, he provided handwritten answers to additional questions, correct?
Congresswoman, I don't recall the president being in and out during our interview to handle the internet.
Let me go on. And President Biden allowed investigators to search his private houses. Is that correct?
He did consent to the search of his residence.
And your investigation collected 7 million documents for review in your investigation. Is that correct?
Correct.
And this included emails, text messages, photographs, videos, toll records, and other materials from both classified and unclassified sources.
Correct.
Correct? And you referred or reviewed President Biden's handwritten notes as well, correct?
Correct.
And you coordinated with the multiple government agencies to organize and complete your investigation, correct?
We consulted with numerous agencies to conduct
And that
classification reviews of evidence that was seized during the investigation.
All right. And that included working with national security experts in the intelligence community to carefully analyze each classified document that was obtained.
With respect to marked classified documents, that's correct. We submitted excerpts from the former Vice President's notebooks for classification review.
And if agencies reviewed classified material and gave it different levels of classification, you classified it as a higher level for the purposes of your investigation, to be thorough, correct?
That is reflected in appendices A and B.
The FBI requested classification review from each identified agency accordingly for documents where multiple agencies had equities. The Special Counsel's Office used the highest level of classification identified by an agency as the current classification of the document. Let me go on. Attorney General Garland appointed you as Special Counsel over the matter on January 12, 2023, correct?
Correct.
He authorized you to investigate Mr. Biden's possession of the classified documents, including possible unauthorized removal and retention of classified documents or other records.
Correct.
At the Penn Biden Center, President Biden's home, Delaware, as well as any matters that arose from the initial investigation or may arise directly from the Special Counsel investigation. Is that correct?
I believe that accurately reflects the language of the appointment order.
So you operated an independent investigation for about a year which you just stated that you had adequate resources to complete, in which you conducted 173 interviews, included with President Biden himself. You reviewed 7 million documents, including President Biden's personal records, and searched his home thoroughly. And in this thorough, lengthy investigation, you did not uncover enough evidence to recommend prosecution against the president. Is that correct?
That's my judgment.
And if you had found enough evidence to warrant prosecution, did you feel free, unrestrained by the Attorney General appointed by President Biden to make such a recommendation to the Attorney General?
I was aware of the Office of Legal Counsel policy right now, prohibiting sitting presidents from being charged with federal crimes. But apart from that, what I can tell you, Congresswoman, is that the investigative steps that we took were my own, the judgment was my own, and the words in the report are my own.
And you would have done so.
Regular order, Mr. Chairman.
Time of the gentlelady has
Would have done so.
expired.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to